Hi, my name is David, and I'm going to walk you through how I solved the CSWA practice problem 8.7. Now, full disclosure at the beginning, I didn't get exactly this volume, but definitely got it to within 1%, which would pass for the CSWA exam. And I think part of the issue here is that the drawing is really hard to read, and it's hard to know exactly where all the fillets are. I did my best, but I couldn't quite get that same volume. And I'm thinking maybe the order of the fillets matters too. Anyway, most of the major features are there. It's really close, so if you want to continue watching, please feel free. All right. So what my strategy was to make use of the symmetry. So I actually only drew half, or I'm only going to draw half of this model and then mirror it to the other side. And we'll start with this shape here, this quadrilateral shape in the front plane. And we'll extrude it out 22 millimeters, do a mid-plane extrusion, and then we'll go ahead and do these sweeps, this one here, this one here, and this one here. And the nice thing is that those are circular profiles with the center along the paths, and so that's going to make it easy to make those sweeps. And then finally, we'll work on the inside part right here. All right, let's get started. So we'll work in the front plane, and we will start drawing a line out here, up here, there it is, over here, and down here. Okay, and since I'm not using a center line just to make it so that it's closed off, the region is closed off, I'm going to be doing half of these horizontal dimensions. So half of 175 will be the bottom. And then it looks like on the top all the way across is 275, so half of that will be the top dimension, and so on. So let's put those in. Oops. 175 divided by 2. And we've got 275 divided by 2. And then for the height going up, it's 475. And there we go. So that's fully defined. We can do a mid-plane extrusion. So let me just right-click. Oh, mid-plane's already selected. And I forgot to enter in the thickness. So it's 22 millimeters. Okay, so that's that little trapezoidal part. Now let's go ahead and start doing the sweeps. So once again, in the front plane, we can create a line going from the origin out, and then create an arc, and back around. We don't need to close this profile because we're using this as a sweep. The profile of the sweep. So let's dimension this fully though. We've got, let's see, what is the radius of this? This is 110. Just as an aside, it was kind of a funny looking radius. Normally the radii kind of look like that, but this one seemed to angle right into like the very end of the arc. But I believe that's the radius 110. I think that's probably what it is. That's the only arrow that's going there anyway. And then let's see, from center to center of the arc is 225. So if we go from the center of the arc to the middle, it'll be half of that. All right, so center of the arc to here will be 225 divided by 2. Okay, we're fully defined. And now we can actually go directly into the sweep feature. So go to Features, Swept Boss Base. If you already have it in your S shortcut, that works as well. I just don't happen to have mine because I haven't been using the sweeps, although recently with the level 8 using sweeps a lot more. Maybe I'll add it there. So then we want to select Circular Profile. It looks like all of these are 40 in diameter. Let me just zoom in a little bit here too. Zoom in a little bit. so you can see this stuff better. Okay, so 40 in diameter. And there we go. So nicely swept out. Then we can create another sketch in the front plane. Now you can actually do all of these in one sketch and then just select for each sweep, select the segments or the entities that you want to sweep across, select the profile. But I'm going to go ahead and just put them in separate sketches, make it a little bit easier, because then you can just select the whole sketch and say, sweep that thing that's in the sketch. Okay, so here we're going to make the one that starts from this point, goes over a little arc, then goes up. Okay, and I believe this was already coincident. Let me just double check that. Okay, yeah, we already have that dimension locked into place. So, oops. So let's set the radius of this guy, 32. And then from, looks like, let's take a look over here. Looks like from the top to the bottom here of that profile, it's 150. It's pretty pixelated, but I believe that's what the intent is here. Okay. And let's see, I think we can move this left to right, so we need to figure out how wide this guy is. Let's see here. So it looks like 385 from the outside part to this outside part, so it's going to be half of that 385. From here to here. 385 divided by 2. Okay, great. Fully defined. Now, once again, we can go into Features, Swept Boss Base, Circular Profile. We'll set the diameter to 40, and there we go. And the sketch was already, since we were in the sketch, it was already selected. Okay, we got one more sweep to do. A lot of sweeping today. Okay, so one more sweep to do, and that's this line that just goes from somewhere here to somewhere here. Now, one thing that would be nice would be to have access to that sketch that just got hidden when we did the sweep. And if we go here and click on this sketch, we can show it and have it as a reference point. So now I can make this line coincident because I want to go all the way into the center of this other sweep. You can see the profile paths in light gray here, and so that once you should go into the all the way into the center of that other sweep. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out where this is placed. Looks like, based on this picture, 572 from the top down to the bottom, down to the origin. Set that up. Top down to here, 572. Okay, that's locked into place because this end was coincident to this vertical here, and then this was coincident to this line. Okay, so we can go into Features, Swept Boss Base, Circular Profile, and 40, and there we go. Okay, so now we have that little part over here to worry about, this guy right here. And you can either just create this region, you can lift these curves out by using a convert entities, or you can just redraw them, or a pretty cool feature to use that I think works really well here is a rib. Because what we can do is create just a single line segment. So over here, let's go into the front plane. All right, and then we will create a single line segment from, let's say, here to here. All right. And then when we use the rib feature on this, it's going to extend in 3 directions. I just got done watching a Too Tall Toby video about this. So even if we made the line segment really short, it would extend up and down and to the left. And it'll extend the rib in all those directions a given thickness, which is going to be 6 in our case. And it's pretty cool. It just kind of does all that automatically. So let's see how this works here. So if we go to Features and then Rib, we want it going in this direction because that's where it can be closed off right here. And we want a thickness of 6. And that's pretty much it. So when we hit Enter, it creates that rib. It's pretty cool. Okay, so one more thing to do with this is to create that slot. So let's click on this face and we'll put the slot in there. I'm just going to stick a slot right there and then start dimensioning it. Now it looks like from the center of that slot all the way down to the origin it's 523. And then what other dimensions? Top to bottom of the slot is 35. The width from center to center is 50. And then the distance from this little center of this right-hand arc to the other one is 120. So the distance from there to the center is going to be half of that. So let's put all of that stuff in. Okay, from here down to here, we said was 523. Oops, I put 823. Like, where'd it go? Did 823 again. 523. Okay, that looks a little bit better. And we said that from here to here, oops, from here to here, what was that? 35. This was 50. And then from here to the center is 120 divided by 2. Just do that in your head if you want to. Okay, the slot is fully defined, looking good. So we can hit the S key, and if you've got the extruded cut in here, we can right click, make sure that we have through all in both directions, looking good. And there's our slot. Oh, this sketch is still visible, so we can we can hide that if we want to. Here, let me go in and figure out which sketch that was. That was this guy right here. I'm going to hide that one. Okay, so let's go ahead and mirror all these features that we made. So mirror them about the right plane. Perfect. So the final step is going to be putting all those fillets in. And this, I think, is the part that I don't know exactly what order to put them in. I don't know exactly where all the fillets are. It's kind of hard to tell from the pixelated versions. It does say that all the fillets have a radius of 5. So that's good. It looks to me like there's definitely a fillet here and fillets going around here. I can't tell if the slots have fillets. I tried playing around with that and it seemed like when I filleted the slots, the volume was a little bit too small. So then I stopped filleting the slots. Looks like there are fillets along these edges here and all around the base of each of these where the intersection of those two bodies are. So I think basically we've got fillets all around here. Hard to tell if the top parts are filleted. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start by filleting the round circular cylindrical parts and then work on these parts right here with these straight edges. All right, so I'm going to hit the S key, fillet, and then select, maybe not this guy because I couldn't tell if the top was filleted. It didn't quite look like that. So I'm going to select these guys here, making sure to select the bodies. Okay, those 3 bodies and this one as well. Okay, that's doing a lot of filleting right there. Then these guys here. Okay, so all those guys as well. And I think that's a good start. So that did most of the job there. And then let's go ahead and fillet these guys, all the edges that come off these guys here. This and this. I don't know why I went back and forth like that. Just select this and then go backward to the backside as well. Okay, so that looks quite heavily filleted. Again, it's really hard to tell from the picture exactly what fillets we have. Did I even get the right? Let me see. Was that 5 millimeters? Oh, I did 10. Okay. No wonder those looked big. Forgot to set the fillet radius. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. Let's see what volume we have. We have 4764799. Four, 7, 6, 4, and then 321. So instead of a 729, it says it's a 321 cubic millimeters. Pretty close. If you calculate it, it's definitely within the less than 1%. So this would pass for the CSWA exam. Anyway, if you found a way to get the correct volume, please let me know below in the comments, and I will be sure to make a note of it and maybe update this video. But in the meantime, I hope you found this video helpful for all the rest of it. Take care and keep studying.